नमो बुद्धाय 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 नमो नमो बुद्धाय 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 Namo Buddhaya. 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 Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Dear Dhamma friends, the monk who delights in diligence and fears negligence is incapable of losing wholesome qualities. He is close to Nibbana. In this stanza, we'll be able to learn more about this monk. Appamadarato bhikkhu pamade bhayadaseva ababhu parihanaya nibbanaseva santike. The monk who delights in diligence and fears negligence is incapable of losing wholesome qualities. He is close to Nibbana. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. What do you think about patience? Being patient? You know what's the meaning of being patient? Yeah, to be patient. To be patient, we need mindfulness. To be patient, we need to see good in others. To be patient, we need to think about the future as well. To be patient, we need to have a broad mind. To be patient, we need to think about what? We need to think about the Buddha. To be patient, we should think about the worlds that we could be born in the future. To be patient, we should think about the danger of accumulating a bad karma. To be patient, we should understand and realize how valuable this human life is and how valuable it is to practice and develop great qualities like being patient and being kind and having loving kindness towards everyone. When you become impatient, what happens? You will yell at others. You will hate others. You will not like to see your good friends just for a small reason. Finding people who are 100% perfect in life is 100% impossible. Finding people who are 100% perfect is 100% impossible. If there's a possibility, that could be just like soil taken to your fingernail. Some soil taken to your fingernail. Among the people in the world, soil taken to your fingernail, people like soil taken to your fingernail will only have great qualities, will only be virtuous and protecting 5 precepts. The rest of the people, like the whole earth, will break precepts. So every day you will have to be impatient and you will have to be angry and hate others. Do you wish to do that forever? And wish for a miserable life? No. Then even in a moment you should be impatient, be patient. You will be loved by others. You will become an extraordinary person. When you are extremely patient and when you are extremely grateful for others, if you can see good in others, you will shine like a bright star. You will shine like a bright sun. You will shine like a bright light. So may you be able to be patient in the time, in the moments should be patient, and impatient in the moments you should be impatient. Now here you are impatient to be mindful and to abandon bad thoughts, and strive hard to abandon bad thoughts immediately as much as possible, and have a mind like a clear pond always, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvan Saranai. Many blessings, and we warmly welcome everyone for this special program about leadership and motivation, patience. More than that, we name this program as Live Dhamma Meetup. So we name this as a meetup because to meet wise people and to share your ideas and to apply those great values and great methods to live happily. And there are problems that we have not faced, but others might have faced those problems, and then you all might have a lot of experience. So experience is something that has gone beyond the things we learn at school or as for studies. So experience is something that goes beyond a degree or a PhD. So experience is something that you will remember very well. Like it's something that you have really experienced in your life, not something taken from a book. Very simple. It's not something that you have just taken from a book. So it's a great pleasure to start a program like this after a long time, a new program. We used to had meditate after work online, and we shifted it to a physical program. So we thought the pandemic is over, but nothing has over yet. The problems are same. We are at the same place. Those days, because of a virus, we could not move around. Now, because of fuel issues and other problems, we had to stay at home and have limitations, and we had to limit ourselves moving around and had to be at one place. So anyway, we can't stop developing our mind. There is no interval or there is no break for spiritual development. Do you agree with me? Like we can give a break to our body, we can give a break for our studies, we can give a break for earnings also, but for spiritual development, like to be mindful, there's no intervals for it. Because this mind goes on long journeys, and the only protection for this mind is mindfulness. What is the only protection for this mind? Is mindfulness. So we are hoping to have some devotees, some interactive devotees, and who would like to volunteer to share their ideas and support each other with kindness, with compassion, and not to be selfish, but to live as a good disciple. So let's venerate the Buddha 3 times and observe 5 precepts and go ahead with the program. It's a very short program, and hope you could enjoy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchami. Tatyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, to be a good leader, remember the first thing you should do is you should abstain from killing living beings. If you want to become a good leader, you should abstain from stealing also to be a good leader. Then you should abstain from sexual misconduct. Like, if not, you can't be a good leader, because the people who work under you, they might worry, they might get scared, and they would be worried, and it would be very fearful for them if we are not virtuous. Like, when you're virtuous, you don't give fear or hatred to others. Then we should be very truthful. Then others won't get scared to associate us. Some people get scared to associate us because we lie, we cheat. So if you want to be a good leader, you should become very truthful. That's a secret. Then abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs, that will help you a lot to be a good leader. Most of the leaders have become unsuccessful by breaking these precepts. So I hope you would take these 5 precepts and try it. You will change a lot. A lot of things will turn into good than you expect, and you will not even believe the benefits. So you can say after me, I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings.
abstaining from killing beings.
I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing.
abstaining from stealing.
I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct.
abstaining from sexual misconduct.
I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies.
abstaining from telling lies.
I observe the precept of abstaining from taking
abstaining from taking
intoxicating drinks and drugs
intoxicating drinks and drugs
with the refuge of the noble triple gem.
with the refuge of the noble triple gem.
I observe these precepts
I observe these precepts
for happiness in this life,
for happiness in this life,
for rebirth in heaven,
for rebirth in heaven,
to escape from the sufferings of samsara.
to escape from the sufferings of samsara.
May it help me
May it help me
and be a blessing.
and be a blessing.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So let's go for the program now. And so y'all can introduce yourself before I start the program. You can mention your name and your occupation. Then it'll be very easy for me to interact. And if there are children, you can learn from the adults. So remember, this is a very interactive program. This should be an interactive program. If not, it'll be very boring. Because don't dream about physical programs. No point dreaming about it. Let's work hard and be open and support ourselves. Like, support yourself. Look after yourself. Before looking after the country, before carrying the country, look after yourself. Then the country will get developed. So you can keep on introducing yourself, and then Meantime, I will go ahead with the program. So we have devotees, Senan and Tinaya. I know those little kids. They came for the Dhamma school. They come for the Dhamma school. And Sehas, then Hasanya, they are little kids. Then we have Dhammadaya, then Anuruddha, Virakodi, then Gayatri, Amanda. So you all can introduce yourself through the chat. You don't have to unmute. If you unmute, it will disturb the meeting. And don't worry, you all are allowed to on the cameras if you like. So we'll give some moment because there are devotees joining through Facebook, through YouTube. I invite those devotees who are joining through Facebook and YouTube to join the Zoom meeting because it's very interactive. So out of the three topics, the first one is very interesting, leadership. Like people like to become leaders, right? So when it comes to leadership, we downloaded this image from Google. So let's see what's in this image about leadership. So these are normal ideas given by people, and see how they have declared and categorized and explained what leadership is. So Hansaji, you can spotlight the leadership. So leadership, there's guidance, solution, goal, motivation, communication, plan, vision, direction. Guidance, solution, goal, motivation, communication, plan, vision, direction. So a leader should have these things. Now, guidance. Now, guidance can be in two ways. A leader should be guided. A leader should also be guided. And then he should guide others. Now, when you take the Buddha, when you take the Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One kept his realization as his leader. Imagine the difference between a Buddha and a normal leader. The Blessed One, the Supreme Buddha, kept the Dhamma he realized, the realization he had as his leader. And then he lived according to his realization. What did he do? He kept his leader as what he has realized, from what he has realized. And then see, he was guided by the Dhamma he realized. And then when he had problems, he had solutions as a leader. As a leader, we should know solutions for problems. And then remember, when we take solutions, we should remember that our goal will not be affected. Is it clear? When we apply solutions for the problems we face in life, our goals should not be affected. Sometimes when we apply solutions, when we think of solutions and when we apply them, our goal get affected. That's why a lot of people they fail to achieve their goals because the solutions are temporary, not helping to achieve the goals. So to do these things, like to live with a goal, you should be always motivated. Now, in the Buddha's teachings for motivation, we use the word effort. We use the word effort. So I'm getting responses. So I think it's taking time using a smartphone to type. Just simple messages enough. Okay. So we should get together each other, and then we should like continue this program as a group. We should continue as a group. So remember, there are three types of effort. There are three types of effort and three types of motivation. So remember, there are three types of motivation. First one is the motivation you have when you start something. Remember, what's the first one? The motivation you have when you start something. And then when you do something, when you continue something, you should have the motivation or the effort to continue that. And that motivation should be there, and that motivation should be there until you finish that task. Clear? So on these three occasions, you should maintain this. Like, you should always think, okay, I started something. Am I continuing it? Am I continuing it? Have I reached my goal? Have I finished it yet? Because usually, like, responsibilities are headaches for people. Like a responsibility, people take it as a headache. So we should take responsibilities that you delight in. Now, I delighted becoming a monk, and I like to preach Dhamma. So I like to build monasteries. I like to do merit. I like to give. So I like to do those things. I like to do those things which I like. So we should make sure that we do things that we like. But remember, when we decide to do things that we like, for an example, I preach. But when I preach, I meet people with various ideas and with various views. Sometimes they don't match, like their ideas don't match with my ideas. And like we can't have a good conversation because the ideas are not matching. So then in such occasions, we need to tolerate until that person changes. Like we have seen, it takes time. You have to be patient. Like even with other things, like when you do things, you might have to work with people that you do not like. So therefore, these qualities are not part of your life. Qualities are your life. Remember, like if you put a equal sign for life, life equal qualities. Qualities equal life. What do you think about it? Do you accept or not? Huh? So those are the things. Then what's next? As a leader, Hansaja, as a leadership, communication. We can't be stubborn. So understand, okay, now we learn this communication. We should communicate. So like some people, they think, okay, with that person, I will not talk. With him, I'll talk more. But we should communicate with a person. We should communicate with a person. We should communicate with people. Why? Then only for the sake of harmony, we communicate with people. Without communication, how can we do something? If there was no communication at all, imagine what would happen. So when it comes to communication, we should not select people. And when it comes to communication, we should know there are useful words and useless words. Useful and useless words. So when it comes to communication, we should talk the right thing at the right time. Now you might be wondering, okay, these advice that I get, okay, talk the right thing at the right time. Okay, how can I stop? Like, how can I always talk the right thing at the right time? How can I train myself? Okay, that's why we need to understand and learn the value. And also, we should know the fact that we are depending on karma. We should know the fact, we should be aware of the fact that we are depending on karma. Karma means when you speak or when you act, when you think intentionally, what happens? It turns into a result. Like the action you do, it will turn into a consequences. It will turn into a consequence. It will turn into a result. It will give you results, good or bad result, good or a bad result. So when you talk useless things, what happens? In a future birth and in this life, people will not believe you as a result. So knowing these consequences, in advance, we will discipline ourselves. We will discipline ourselves. So that is about communication. Then when it comes to leadership, Hansaja. Yes, it is plan. We have to plan. We have to plan our life. Planning is good to do early morning or before you go to sleep. Before you go to sleep could be quite stressful, but we should have a rough idea what are we going to do tomorrow. Then planning, we should plan with an additional knowledge. Now we think about tomorrow, but we should be aware of the impermanence nature as well. Now, for an example, okay, now tomorrow I have planned tomorrow I'm going to visit another monastery and have many things to do within a short time. So, but we should plan things knowing that these plans can change. The world is impermanent. The people who will work with you are impermanent. Their behavior is impermanent. And also what I'm going to do can change. So a lot of people plan, like leaders, they plan without knowing the impermanence nature. Then what happens? When people plan and when the plans are, when they are unable to complete their plans, when the plans are not according to the way they have planned, when the plans are not working according to the way they have planned, what happens? They get angry, they get upset, they get irritated, and they give up. What do? They give up. So why is that? They didn't know that it is impermanent. Sometimes, like most of the time, remember, when things get delayed, it's better. It's better. There's always a chance. Like this human world is not something that will end in 2 days. Don't worry. So, vision. A vision means we always have a vision. So, we should not live like a broken ship. We should not live like a broken boat. Imagine when a ship is broken in the middle of the ocean. When a boat is broken in the middle of the ocean, what will happen? Will there be any control in that boat? Or can it be controlled? No, it will move here and there, everywhere. It will move around. So a person without a vision will be like a broken ship. What do you all think? Wouldn't it be like a broken ship? Do you all like to be like a broken ship? Very good. I got a message. I always used to plan A and B. Very good. What if plan A and B both doesn't work? This is why I want to interact. Because I feel bored discussing with you all. Yes. If plan A and B both doesn't work. Yes. Rather than only having one plan, it's better to have two plans. So better to have multiple plans and better to have a mindset to accept anything, to accept the situation, whatever the situation you have to face in life. So remember, a vision, to have a proper vision, first of all, what we should have is, we should have kindness. See, there's a devotee who works as a solution specialist. So you should also learn from them. You have another devotee, solution specialist. So they might know more things about more corporate, they might know more things about the corporate world. So we are, without living in a corporate world, we are telling these things through the Buddha's great realization. Without living in a corporate world and without being in a corporate world, no live experience right now in a corporate world, remember. So our vision should be connected with right views, with qualities, with loving kindness, compassion. And we should not feel jealous of others. Like, we should have a vision in a way that we always like to see another person to be developed. Like, we should always expect that, like, just like I grow in wealth, beauty, just like I grow in wealth, beauty, comfort, energy, and with fame, just like I develop in those things, in comfort and beauty and other things, others should also develop more than me, more than I do. Then it's very easy. When someone is doing better than you, you can happily give it to another person. And end of the day, the work will be very successful. We should not become greedy. End of the day, we should think about the world, like not only the personal gains we get by doing something. We should think, like, what if another person can do this in a better way? It would support and it would help many people. Sometimes, if we are not better than others, if we can't take good decisions, that might affect many people. So a lot of people live without loving kindness. Do you believe or not? Do they have loving kindness? No. It's very selfish. Now, today when I was speaking to one monk in the evening before this program, I was discussing few things. Then one monk told me, like, the loving kindness should be like this. Just like a mother is carrying a blind child. Just like a mother is carrying a one-eyed child. A mother is looking after a child who is having only one eye. Just like that mother is protecting that one eye of that child, we should care for others. Because these are the only things will be with us. Like, these are the only things we will be able to carry for our next life. So a vision should be connected with these things, remember. A vision should be connected with qualities. If not that vision will fail. A direction. What is the proper direction? The direction is one day to attain Nibbana. The direction should go to a place where there is no fear. If we get away from that direction, what will happen? We will be in the when we don't have a proper direction, what happens? Like we do various things, but end up in somewhere else that we would not expect. So we have another idea. But most of the time we get disappointed when others do not realize or care how we feel for them. Well, if I also thought like that, well, others do not care me. That's why we need to be patient. We need to be patient. So, like it's all personal experience. Like me as a monk, when I started preaching Dhamma in Colombo, nobody invited me. I had to organize programs, then find out my own transportation. Then there were no halls. We had to like find holes, and we had to pay for them. Then you had to find devotees. Some people come and they join for the programs. They don't think about like we conduct the programs free of charge. But even though we conduct free of charge, it's all from donations. Like they voluntarily donate, so we can't force people to donate. So I had to tolerate until they developed in qualities. But now, after like 5 years of preaching Dhamma, now people have changed a lot. Now they have started thinking about me more than I think about them. I have seen that. Therefore, patience. The third topic is what? Patience. So that's what I told you at the beginning. Life equal qualities. Life equal good qualities. Life equal good human qualities. Life equal patience. Kanti paraman tapo titikka. So these things were said by a Buddha. So patience is the greatest ascetic practice we can do, we can have in our life. And there's another question. Can someone practice Yoniso Manasikara while planning for future? So, yes, that's what I said. Now, Yoniso Manasikara is wise thinking. Now, I told, when we plan our life, we should understand that tomorrow is an impermanent day. So, knowing that tomorrow is impermanent, is it Yoniso Manasikara? Yoniso Manasikara means wise thinking. So, thinking that tomorrow is impermanent, is it Yoniso Manasikara or Ayoniso Manasikara? What do you think? Yoniso Manasikara or Ayoniso Manasikara? Yoniso Manasikara, wise thinking. Very good. So we explained about leadership. Like these presentations were done by, we found this in the Google, but we explained from the Buddha's teachings, like how to apply them to your lives. Because we get all this information, but it's difficult to apply. So now it's for you all. So through these teachings, I hope you would have got something. Let's see if someone has learned something to practice from today onwards. Okay. And I explained motivation. And effort. When you start something, while doing something, and you should have the effort until you finish it. The best secret to be motivated, the greatest secret to be motivated is, like, you can die next moment. You can die at any time. There's no other secret There's no other secret than thinking the danger of dying at any time, and the danger of the next life, where you could be born next, the next birth is very important to think about. It's very important to think about. So the patience is the greatest quality to practice, right? To do all these things, we need patience. And to do all these things, we need effort. There's a nice simile for effort. It's like this. The biggest footprint among the animals, who has the biggest footprint among all the animals? Who can try? There are teachers, lawyers, managers. Elephant. Very good. So, like, we can put all the footprints of any animal inside an elephant footprint. It won't go beyond the footprint of an elephant, right? It won't occupy a bigger space than an elephant footprint. So, in the same way, effort is a quality that works with all the qualities. Effort is a quality that works with all the other qualities that we develop in life. Even to be patient, you need to be mindful and you need to have effort. Even to be a good leader, you need to have effort. And to be always motivated, you need to have effort. To have effort always, a continuous effort, without defilements, you need to think about the uncertain nature and unpredictable nature of life. This life, Buddha has said, it's like a dewdrop at the edge of a grass blade. See how nice is that? Do you understand that simile? තන අග තියෙන පිණි බිඳුවක් වගේ කියන අපේ ජීවිතේ. This life is like a dewdrop hanging at the edge of a grass blade. Uday Pandra, early morning, when you see green grass, what happened? Like in those grass blades, you see small drops of, there are drops of water. But then when the sun shines, it evaporates. Just like that, our life can get destroyed at any time. So there's another idea. Swami Nasa, we forgot that we are practicing patience. Suddenly when we hear unpleasant words or behavior, so ලස්සන කතාවක් කියලා තියෙනවා. පනනම් තනාග පිනිබිඳු වන්නේ. Very nice. I think you should practice. So now the problem is unpleasant words. When you hear unpleasant words, you get angry. That's because early morning before you leave home, be ready for that. Think, I might hear unpleasant words. I might hear unpleasant words, but I will feel happy when I hear unpleasant words. Okay, the problem is, that's a problem for us. The reason we get angry when others use unpleasant words, there's another problem for that. I'll teach that and conclude the program for today. Look what happens. Well, in our body, there are 4 things. Okay? Our body is made with 4 things. The 4 things are, there are solid, water, heat, and air. Buddha preached, if you delight in solid element, if you delight in solid, if you delight in this body, what happens? You are delighting in suffering. Buddha explained that if a person delights in this body, he has delighted in suffering. When someone delights in suffering, when someone has delighted in suffering, he will not be free from suffering. He will not be free from suffering. Is it clear? When we delight in this body, Unknowingly, we have delighted in suffering. If we have delighted in suffering, remember, we can never be free from suffering. Is it clear? Clear or not? How do we know that? Why this body, like why Buddha says that we have delighted, if we are delighted in this body, why we have delighted in suffering? Because we have delighted in something that is changing, that is so fragile. Like this body is made with like 4 venomous serpents. The muscles, these veins, this body can get worse at any time, can bleed at any time, can get beaten by anyone at any time. Therefore, even though these eyes like could look like blue eyes or cheeks might be very beautiful, the lips could be beautiful, but all these things will get old, will decay, and will change in a very unexpected moment. So these things we should know in advance. Okay? So is it enough for today's program? You join for this program, and do you think it was, did you get what you expected from this program? Did you learn? Like from the post, it could be, you would be waiting to join, and you would have been excited to join for this program. So what went to your mind actually? And what made you to think in a different way? Let's see these devotees. If anyone is happy to speak, they are allowed. If typing is consuming time, you can speak loud.
Namaste, Swamin Vanse. Idalia here. Today I learned that no matter how many resources and opportunities we have, we sometimes tend to neglect them and take them for granted. Today was actually, I didn't mean to join today. I saw it live and I joined. And I learned so much just in one day, and so much that would help me now, especially with studies and going forward with higher studies. So patience, motivation is something I really needed, and I learned a lot. And also, like, thank you, Swaminanse, for these events and like so on, because like I said, we have so many resources, we are capable of doing these things, but we don't do it. We have the Supreme Buddha's teachings, the Dhamma, and we still neglect it and we don't use it to its full amount. And I think we should really use it because it will benefit our life greatly. Thank you, Swaminanse.
Excellent. Take care. I bless you all the best with your exams. And by the power of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, may you be well and happy. And I wish you all the best. May all your good thoughts come true. Theruvan Saranai. Great. A good daughter. If we can have more devotees like that. Yes. So I learned patience is important. Yes, I hear from someone.
This is Pradita speaking.
Yes, Pradita, the tall brother.
Am I Swaminanse? So
Yes.
Swaminanse, I have a small question, and this is related to motivation. So when people say long-term goals, like goals which take like years, or we say projects which take around years, it is easy to get distracted. What is the best medicine you would suggest in terms of what the Buddha said you would suggest? Swaminathan.
Like when you do things, you get distracted. The first part was not clear, Pradita.
Yes, Swaminathan. So what I'm saying is, when we have the long-term project, a project that we have an idea, which
Yes,
has its
yes,
long-term phases, so it's
yes,
very
yes.
easy for us to get distracted from the surroundings, and sometimes lose our motivation because the end is could be like next year or next 3-4 months. So it's easy to get distracted from the real goal. So in terms of the Buddha and what the Buddha has said, so I want to say, what is the best medicine for this kind of for this the best solution?
Yes. Now, to like fulfill a aim, like there are many things to consider actually. Now, as a child, as a student, a school, like a child who's schooling, that child has to study for like 11 years, right? Like for 20 years, they have to like engage in education. So for them to be engaged in education, they should think how much the parents dedicate their time, money, and energy to give us a good education. So when the children think like that, they will be able to be patient until they finish their work, and they will do it in a good way. If we are working for a company, we should understand that we are paid for this. We are paid for this. And then uh, while we do this work, we should meditate. We should meditate, and then always we should have a plan. Like, okay, this today I'll do this much of work. Okay, like in the morning I'm doing this, in the afternoon I'm doing this, in the evening I'm doing this. The secret is we shouldn't postpone things. Understand, like postponing might work on particular things, like if there's a riot or if there's a protest, you will have to postpone your work. But sometimes we postpone things just because we are lazy. Like we think, okay, I'll do it in the next moment, I'll do it after 10 minutes. No, it's a disaster. No, do it right now and take a break after 10 minutes. Therefore, we should be grateful always. Once you are grateful, you will not get distracted. Like even though it's difficult, when you are grateful, when you think like why I have to do this, and you can think like who will be benefited out of this, and then in between we should focus properly. Then only it will be a good product end of the day. So, Pradita, is it enough?
එහෙමයි ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ. බොහොම පිං ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ
What
for
was
reminding these qualities.
okay? I learned that we shouldn't be upset if things don't go as we plan. Okay. To gain solutions for common and regular issues according to Buddha's teachings without hurting others, how to develop ourselves with good qualities. Also, as Samanas, it's really practical and positive to think that tomorrow is impermanent. There's a long message, but very interesting. From a bank manager. I learned a lot about leadership from this session. Many things I never knew were needed to be a good leader. The importance of patience and similes that can be applied to real life and in which are able to help me in my day-to-day activities. Organizing and planning is not my thing, but from today onwards, I am more motivated than ever to start working in a way as I realize that it'll be much more of an benefit for me. Thiruvan Saranai. Very good. So because until we attain Nibbana, we should survive. You all are lay people. Remember, like lay people should be very neat and tidy, should be very clean. Should be very clean. Like for monks, I'll tell you, we can't even hang our robe. We can't even hang our robe on a clothesline without cleaning the clothesline first. We don't sit on a chair without cleaning like wiping the chair. Therefore, like cleanliness is number one. And dressing beautifully is important, to look smart, to look fresh, and to work properly in time, to wake up in time. Mindfulness is very important. Like while you are living in the human world, you can live like divine beings. You can live like Brahmas if you have these great qualities, right? So I think I learned to be patient myself without willing others to be patient. Thank you. Great. I should say thank you to y'all because I will get a merit when y'all develop qualities. So honestly, I didn't want to like teach about leadership, and I didn't want to teach about motivation and all these things. I just wanted to get some people involved in a Dhamma sermon. And I have this strong desire to have a good group of people and educated people, like who can work as a group to do good things. I have been desiring for that for a long time. But people do good things, but separately, individually. But when you get in, like when you get together as a group, remember it's very powerful, very strong. Because some people, they do good things, but they are not with one idea. But here, when you come to a program like this, devotees and people will get into one idea. And once you get into one idea, it's very easy to work. And as a group, it's very powerful. Therefore, I think this group is powerful and very active and willingly took part in this program. So, I hope to continue this program and discuss on various topics and join like this once a month and do good deeds and help each other and act for the welfare of many beings, right? So let's meditate for like 5 minutes. Are you ready? Good leaders should be able to be ready for anything at any time. Okay. Remember, among all the leaders, the Supreme Buddha is a leader for gods and humans. He became a leader with loving kindness. With his loving kindness, millions and millions of devotees wholeheartedly accepted him as a leader. Now the Buddha has passed away, yet we kept him as a leader. Imagine. So the secret to be the best, to be a best leader is qualities. Qualities, qualities, good qualities. Life equals good qualities. Leadership equals good qualities. For all these things, you need effort. To have effort, you need to know the reality of life. Okay, with this knowledge, let's meditate and develop loving kindness. Listen to me and think according to what I say. May I be free from anger. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from jealousy. May I be free from mental suffering. May I be free from physical suffering. May I live in peace. May I live happily. May all beings in this place be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings in this city be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings. If you are getting distracted, at least whisper, slowly whisper. Okay? Whisper what I say. Think genuinely. May all beings in this province be free from anger. Be free from ill will. Be free from jealousy. Be free from mental suffering. Be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings in this country be free from anger, be free from ill will, be free from jealousy, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings be free from anger, be free from ill will, be free from jealousy, be free from mental suffering, be free from physical suffering. May they live in peace. May they live happily. May all beings be well and happy. Be well and happy. Be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Can we conclude the program? Do you all have any questions? So this sermon, you need to listen. You need to listen to it again we will share the recording, because we spoke on 3 topics. So there were areas which were clearly explained, so which would help you to transform your life. Therefore, even I would like to listen to this sermon one more time, because it's very important for us to be a good leader, for us to be motivated, and for us to be patient. Okay, looks like there's no questions. So we bless everyone. May all of you all be well and happy, have long life, well-being, comfort. May gods rejoice in this merit and may they support you. May our teacher Pingat Lokasaminnas, most venerable, Kitapat Guru Nyanananda Thera Pingat Lokasaminnas, our teacher, be well and happy and realize this good Dhamma in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. And may all of you all have happy lives, and may all of you all be able to achieve your good thoughts, and may all your good thoughts come true, and may you realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So when are you all hoping to meet next? So this is the 4th week. So May, June, when? We can plan the next day. So on a Friday, is it good to meet on Fridays? You want weekends or Fridays? Tell. Fridays better? Fridays are better. Good. Fridays, Friday. Okay. There are 3 Fridays so far. Is 8:30 okay? Yes, it is. Good. Okay. Has anyone got to say? Fridays, please. Okay. Good. And this time and day looks okay, Saminas. Okay. And then Friday. Good Friday. Okay. So let's... okay, one on Facebook says weekends. Then the ones on Facebook can watch on weekends. Okay. Then hopefully the next program would be on the 10th. But the Poson Po is also coming. We'll announce. And before we do the program, we will share a Google form, and we will get your opinions, like what kind of topics you would like to discuss, any problems. So I can put all those problems and put all those topic into one topic and take it as one problem and do one program for all the devotees. What do you think about it? Okay, great. Then Teruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Okay, let's close the meeting then, Antaja.
Himasan.
O Buddha, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya.